from Soldier Field in Chicago. It's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. As we'll see Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears taking on Patrick Mahomes and the Minnesota Vikings.
About 3 inches of the white stuff has fallen, and the prognosticators say still 3 to 5 more to come tonight in Chicago as we welcome you to football under the lights at snowy Soldier Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. Welcome again, one and all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brandon Gaudin on hand alongside Charles Davis. And yes, the storyline here, the weather, snow, and more of it expected as this game continues. So how will that impact how this one goes?
Can these teams ignore the distraction and the strange...
Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and off we go from Soldier Field. Jackson now to return. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Bears offense making their way out now for their first drive with Justin Fields, the rookie from Ohio.
Receptions, no touchdown.
They'll run for the first time with Saquon Barkley. He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Fields. This will be caught by Brown.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Poyer, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. So excellent starting position here for the Vikings. They're led by the NFL's MVP in 2018 and also MVP of Super Bowl 54 in his 5th season. It's Patrick Mahomes.
You enjoyed watching that game tape, didn't you?
Yeah,
last week's game.
It was good. 4 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Now, you were a little upset about the pick. I didn't know if you would play him this week or not if you were the head coach.
Hey, they got the win.
They got the win, so you're going to give him another shot?
Give him another shot.
All right, I think the ratio is pretty good. He'll try to eliminate the interception, but he wants to keep that hot streak going, throwing touchdown passes.
17 yards, first down, Vikings. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. The numbers on the ground for Hunt a week ago. 16 carries, 97 yards.
And they love what they've got in him. He's the number 4 rusher in the league right now, so you know that you have to account for him on defense, which means you can play complementary football as well. Throw the play action, get it out to the wide receivers, because they should have some open space, because the defense will key on them.
Mahomes firing complete, and down inside the 15 he goes. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. Mahomes going to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now it's Mahomes again. This is caught. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. Personally, for him, a great opening drive. He had 3 catches, including the touchdown.
That felt like tremendous scouting, great film watching, and creating a game plan to start this off, not only to get him involved, but to send a message to the defense. You can have a lot to handle in this one.
Jackson now to return. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Fields. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road, so getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Mahomes to throw. That's going to be caught by Judy. And, Charles, this defense, they know that they've got their work cut out for them. Here's a quarterback coming off a game in which he threw 4 touchdowns. And they've watched the tape all week. They've seen it, but what can they do differently?
I think they've got to approach it like a pitcher facing a really hot batter. Get him uncomfortable in the box. Change speeds, change locations, change the pitches you throw at him. So show different coverages. Blitz sometimes, drop back other times. Just don't let him get comfortable or let him get into rhythm.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Coming up on 2nd and 7. Now Mahomes gives to Hunt. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Back deep, Antonio Brown. He gets it away, and I think they'll smartly play keep away here from Brown. Now, after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Now it's Fields. Being chased, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jerry Hughes, what a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Here's Johnny Hekker now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Minnesota now ready for their next possession. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory. The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Mahomes going to hand it off to Hunt. And a productive gain out to the 14 after starting at the 7. It's a gain of 7. From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Well, I'm not totally privy to what went on with their offensive meetings, but Charles, something tells me that one wasn't in the play.
Yeah, when we had our production meeting, they didn't exactly share that with us, but I'm pretty sure that on the play sheet, the run backwards into
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They begin with a run by Barkley. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. A shotgun snap, Fields. And left side here, it's Graham. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the first down. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. The Bears moving hastily in the hurry-up offense. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throw left side complete. That's Grant. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Fields. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. from the 29. Fields rolling to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will cut the lead down to just 2. So add 3. All told, after the safety, it's a 5-point swing. And that could have turned out much worse.
Well, you don't want to say no harm, no foul, but I do believe you're right. A 9-point swing hurts. 5 points, much more manageable, especially in a tight game like this.
So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started down at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, where it was the Dolphins who were able to pick up the victory at home. Teddy Bridgewater leading the way there as the win gets his guys back to 500 on the year. Next, we head north to Philly to check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they were losers in their ball game as they fall to the visiting Washington football team. Jonathan Taylor, a touchdown run in the victory. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they were losers in that game as they fall to the victory.
And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. The lake effect snow set to continue for the second half of action as we are back underway. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Come the Vikings, they'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it first and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. There's the rookie from LSU. It's Jamar Chase. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. From the 36, Mahomes over the middle, complete to Judy. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the third quarter. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. On second and 12, Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Quinnen Williams. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Gonna need better protection here. Third and long following the sack for Mahomes and company. Got a man, it's Judy, complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Jerry Judy, his second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And that makes this a 9-point game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. They were trying to go to Brown once again, and that'll bring up second down. A handoff to Barkley. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Now Fields. And that will be incomplete. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay,
in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Robert Quinn able to record his 5th sack of the season. Boy, that's tough, Charles. First play of the drive, you're hoping to stay ahead of schedule. You take that huge sack, and now you're facing 2nd and a mile.
And the entire time, you were probably thinking the same thing I was. Either get rid of the ball, safely, of course, or go down. The yardage he gave up on that play, that's going to be tough for them to make up.
A lot of ground to cover. 2nd and 22. Another try after the first down sack. Mahomes. A good pickup there. 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
He'll get this one underneath to Hunt. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
A throw on the quick slant going to be complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first. A first down carry for Barkley. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. The Bears on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Fields now to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They snap it to Fields, and Graham's got it, complete. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Throwing again is Fields. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Jerry Hughes, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. He got out of bounds. That's a good thing, but still short of the first.
And now, since this brings up 4th down, the defensive play caller, grab your nerves, because now you don't want to be so amped up that you give them a first down by getting out of your lanes, but you also don't want to just lay back and let them have it easily.
All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Throwing now is Mahomes. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. And they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 more there and another first down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. 2nd and 8. They'll run again with Hunt. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. On 3rd down, here's Hunt. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. Sanders' kick is good. And that'll boost their lead to 9. It's 17-8. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
Pass complete, Graham.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. He dumps it off to Barkley. Busts through the tackle. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. First down now, but the clock continues to move. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. On second and inches, Fields. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. An incomplete pass on second down leads us to third and inches.
Well, this defense has been physical all game long, and it certainly looks like they're not going to back off and make things any easier. They want to keep making life miserable for the receivers all the way to the end.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets, defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right?